Thanks for stopping by the Minnesota Black Robe Regiment channel. This is a local story I'm going to be commenting on. I'm going to try and make this one as brief as possible. Earlier this week, late last week, I released a video talking about the Minnesota Department of Health plan to visit key communities within the state of Minnesota and go door to door, knocking on citizens' doors, requesting information about basically a COVID-19 census is what they were doing. They were gathering information. And I flat out said that if they show up at your house, you need to tell them to leave and get off your property. They're not welcome there. Not only that, they're not welcome to ask questions of your spouse, of your children, or anybody else on your property. Yes, I said that, and I will stand by that. This is intrusive. This is controlling. It has one goal and one goal only. It's to do everything that can be done to drive up the numbers in the state of Minnesota to justify Governor Tim Walz's tyrannical overreach and Emergency Powers Act actions that he's taken. So today a story broke, and I shouldn't say today, Friday night a story broke in southeast Minnesota, and I'm sure it's statewide by now, about small town of Eitzen in Houston County. And what has happened is these Casper teams have been pulled from the field by the Minnesota Department of Health, and the CDC, by the way, the national organization, or the national agency, the Centers for Disease Control. They've been pulled from the field in Minnesota because reports are coming in that they're being met with hostility and racism. Now, no one's presented any objective evidence that any of these teams have been met with racism in greater Minnesota. Worse still, the team in Eitzen that reported a near violent confrontation said that they were trapped in and intimidated by men who came up and were armed, clearly armed, and one of them had his hand on his weapon in a very intimidating way. People in Eitzen are reporting this did not happen. People who are in the know are reporting that this did not happen. And the description as it was given by this team from MDH and CDC was relayed to several Facebook statuses for KTTC sister station, whichever that is, and a report came out, a letter came out from the mayor and from the city of Eitzen explaining that these people were confronted because people were calling and saying, hey, what's going on? What's happening? There was never a weapon present. The vehicle was not, the CDC MDH vehicle was not marked. They did stop and begin to talk to these people to clarify what was going on. But at no point was there ever a weapon. At no point was there ever any threatening or intimidating going on. People of Minnesota, listen up. Listen up right now. This is a tactic. This whole Casper program, or CARES, or whatever the heck it is, this Casper program, this COVID-19 testing program, not only is it being designed to be used, not only was it designed to be used as a manipulation tactic, also, for lack of better terminology, it's a control weapon in the hands of Governor Walz and his bureaucratic morass of people in St. Paul. But this response, these reports of threats of violence and intimidating behavior and the overt racial component to all of this. Now, if this is happening, if there are threats of violence, if there are racial components to this, this needs to be proven and needs to be demonstrated. But we still need to resist this. We still need to resist this effort, and here's why. These reports that are coming in now, them pulling the teams, this is going to be an excuse to make it mandatory. This will be an excuse to make it, the next step will be, if they show up at your house, you will comply, or there will be criminal or legal or civic sanctions if you do not comply. You need to understand that. Right now, this, as conspiratorial as this may sound, we need to believe that's the next step. And the reason that I say that is, it's the same thing with the shutdowns of businesses. If you didn't comply, they'd strip your license away. And if you don't believe me, talk to any small business owner, bars, restaurants, salons, massage care centers, therapeutic massage centers. If you do not comply, we will strip your license from you. We will take away your ability to legally do business, and then we'll fine you. Same thing with the facial covering mandates. If a business doesn't comply, we will henpeck you to death. And now we have a bar in northern part of Minnesota that has an employee that was wearing the right mask, or was wearing a mask, but it wasn't the right mask, exactly the right mask, and so they received a staggering fine, a staggering penalty. I believe that place is called the Busted Nut. And just think about this. They're ramping up. They want this door-to-door antibody testing, nasal swab testing. They want this. And they will do whatever they have to do to get it. And if that means lying about the people of Minnesota, if that means saying that they're being threatened and now this is going to have to become a more serious issue, they will do that. Minnesotans, it is time for you to wake up and understand you are not living in a republic in Minnesota anymore. You are under the thumb of the governor and his staff in this state. They have their foot on your neck in a very metaphoric way. And they're going to keep pressing down until they get full compliance. And now this poor town of Eitzen has just been smeared by KTTC. They aired their letter. But Eitzen's been smeared by the people of greater Minnesota. The rocks and cows of Minnesota have been smeared by the Minnesota Department of Health and the CDC. They're making this an information war. They are making this a culture war. Continue to resist. And just be warned. They're going to find a way to mandate this. They will find a way, and this is going to be one of the tools that they use. Resist tyranny. Resist tyrants. Sic semper tyrannis.